and I know they're below 5% and don't seem to have a problem with that. What really, should they be excessively worried like they are, or?
No, what happened was when Buena Vista closed and Muskegon Heights closed, the Department of Education had a lot of egg on its face because they didn't know, or people said they didn't know, and actually they knew very well, but the legislature came up with this system called the early warning system to try and to let the legislature know if something's going to happen to a particular district. That's what this came from. And what passed was, if you have a budget, not just an audit, but a budget that shows your fund balance going below 5%, then you have to report that to the Michigan Treasury. You have to say, we're gonna have a fund balance that's lower than 5%, it's in our budget. And you have to send them your budget and the assumptions under your budget. They'll look at that, they'll look at your history, and if they think that you're at risk, they'll send it along to your ISD. And they'll say, okay, you need to work with this business manager and the school board because they don't know what they're doing, and they need to keep their fund balance from going below zero. That's what it's there for. So there's no penalty, there's no withholding of aid, there's no financial manager. It's your ISD may, depending on what the Treasury thinks, talk to you about what you're doing. You will have to provide reports, I think it's quarterly reports, on how you're keeping your fund balance above zero and eventually getting it above 5%. It's a bit of a pain, and administrators don't like it, and I wouldn't like it if I were an administrator, but it's not like having a negative fund balance.
It's almost portrayed to us at meetings
Every
as
meeting.
if we will be closing.
Yeah, so there are, I think,
Yeah.
almost 90 districts that have a fund balance of less than 5%, and they're not going to close. The state doesn't have the resources to close these schools. They don't have financial managers, they don't want to close the school, they don't want to take over the liability. To close a school, it actually costs a lot of money because you have to let the local district continue to levy taxes to pay off its bonds, and then all those students still go somewhere else. So it's almost like doubling the cost of the district when they do that.
How many?
Well,
About how many?
I think there are 100. If I could get on the internet, I could find out for sure.
I just wanted to
Let me say a
reiterate.
few more things too about that idea of closure. So for the people in the room who don't know me, I'm Tracy Stavlin. I'm the MEA UNICEF director who assists the teachers in negotiations. I've been bargaining with the REA since 2011. I've been bargaining contracts all over St. Clair, Macomb County, and part of Western Wayne County for over 20 years. And I can tell you that the contracts we've negotiated, despite declining enrollment, despite declining revenue from the state, we've never put a district out of business. I haven't put a district out of business negotiating contracts. We don't anticipate that to be the case here either. We do not think that our proposal, either our formal proposal or even the proposals that we've talked about in closed session off the record, are anywhere near putting Richmond schools out of business. So, I've negotiated contracts all in the surrounding area, East China, Armada, Romeo, Fraser, L'Anse Creuse, and other parts of St. Clair County in the past, and we've gotten through this process. So we're not in any danger of closing Richmond schools, and I hope that the school board doesn't continue to say that, because we want to make sure that parents in this community send their kids to Richmond Community Schools. We don't want to lose kids to Armada. Mark might want to, but we don't want to lose kids to Armada. We don't want to lose them to New Haven. We don't want to lose them to the academies. We want to keep Richmond kids in Richmond schools. That's the great part about having community schools. You want your kids to go to school with the people you grew up with. So I just wanted to add that about the closure.
Any other questions? All right. Hope this was helpful.
I don't think that they said it would close, but they've indicated we're going to go broke. I mean, they show we go deep into the red.
Well, right.
Yeah,
So, I mean,
right.
same thing. I mean,
Yeah.
it's hard to run
Like
without.
we're going to go way red. He keeps, they keep showing that. So
Yeah, and I mean, I do about 300 of these a year when I see that argument. About 200 of them a year, they don't say that. So more than half will say that. And if that were true, every district would be ranked bankrupt. So clearly it's not true. And the other thing the districts do when they do that is they assume no increase in revenue because they don't know what the revenue is going to be, so they assume it's zero, which is not, usually not the case. The only time revenue hasn't increased was the down, and ever since then, it's gone up every year. All right,
Thank you.
Thank you, Ruth.
yep,
Thank you for coming.
of course.